Vauxhall Corsa. Those two words will make a certain individual quiver at their knees. They're the type of people that wear a tracksuit to a court date. The type of people that think McDonald's is a delicacy. And of course, they'll take this car to go pick up their girlfriends from work. So this car, a Vauxhall Corsa from 2006, does it deserve this terrible reputation? This is a car which has been disrespected for years and years, by myself included. But I don't think it deserves it. I mean, they're quite fun to drive, horrible to look at, and most importantly, a terrible reputation. But let's find out if that's all true.
Hi, Editing Harvey here. Now, I've just watched that clip back 5 times, and for some reason, I say the car doesn't deserve a reputation and then insult it twice. So, ignore that.
Like I mentioned, this is a 2006 Vauxhall Corsa C. It's a 1.2 SXI, so almost bottom of the range. But being the SXI, you get air conditioning. No, it doesn't work, but it's nice to have that button there to click. Features that this car has: the sunroof, it doesn't. Nice wheels, that's debatable. And because this isn't a 1.8, you have drum brakes on the rear, similar to a horse and carriage. And then the front of the thing. I mean, Vauxhall's design team, they have to be on acid or something, because I can't be the only one that thinks this is it's an interesting looking car. It's got a face of a man who's struggling with life. And being a Vauxhall Corsa, well, it's covered in damage. Grille, they're all dented in. That number plate's not original. And, well, the trim's gone. But what can you expect from a Vauxhall Corsa? And when they're 1,500 quid, you can't ask for much more. With ease. But this car's not all bad. This engine, well, it's a 1.2 and it makes 80 horsepower, but 2 camshafts and 16 valves. And having the word Ecotec on the top would scream out to any Vauxhall lover, because they'd know the Ecotec engine as a thing of wonders. Back in the 90s, Calibras and Cavaliers would use this Ecotec technology to make a 2-litre 16 valve monster, starting from about 150 brake, all the way up to 200 when they strap a turbo on. But, like I said, 80 horsepower from a 1.2 isn't as well. But because it's got 16 valves, you can rev the nuts off of it and it loves it. Now, a lot of you will be surprised that this car's standard. Go to any shopping centre and you'll see a Vauxhall Corsa in a car park with a chameleon window tint, 4D number plates and alloys way too big. But I'm so thankful that this one hasn't been touched. Before my friend who owns it now, this was a one-lady owner, which means this was carefully nursed to the shops every day. Of course, over the last year or so, the treatment hasn't been so good, but once again, what can you expect? It's a Vauxhall Corsa driver. And being made by plebs in England, well, they've made quite a spacious thing. Obviously, you can get an Astra or a Severa if you've got a family of 7, but for a daily driver, you can fit loads of stuff in it. And well, this thing, standard issue in England, come with pretty much all cars. But for a Vauxhall Corsa, well, the key's missing, because this doesn't need to go on the steering wheel because the owner's best wishes are for the car to be stolen. The only thing left to do now, though, is take this shitbox for a drive, see if it can perform on a back road, see if it can keep up with traffic on a dual carriageway, and of course, see if it puts a smile on my face. Maybe I've just got a bad idea of what a Vauxhall Corsa is. Maybe it's going to transform me. Maybe I'll rock up tomorrow with 4D plates on my Volkswagen Polo. There's only one way to know. So you join me on a lovely December day in England, aka summer. We've got beautiful weather and an abundance of rain. And driving a Vauxhall Corsa on tyres made by a company called Forsa, and I'm not joking, Forsa, it's a bit sketchy. I mean, currently I'm doing 37 miles an hour, and I feel like I'm about to take off, go sideways and poop my pants. But already, I quite like the thing. It drives alright, it's quite fun. It's a car where doing 40 feels like 1,000,000, which means it's quite good because you can't break the speed limit. I mean, first impressions are the clutch. I would say it probably could do with a new one, maybe a few years of use, maybe about a centimetre of biting point left. But that gearbox, it's a thing of wonders. Nice little tight throw, it's like a short shifter in your Vauxhall Corsa.
45, most beautiful road in England.
The steering is the lightest thing on earth, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got no weight to it.
Yeah, no weight, no play.
No weight, no play.
Can that be a new channel description? No weight, no
Is that
play,
what you
big fun.
Can we get it on a t-shirt?
No. Wait, no blaming. No. Leaving with
Yellow car, no returns.
Yellow car. I should not do that. You were driving my car.
But one thing that does shock me about this car and a lot of other similar things, so the Vauxhall Corsa, Ford Fiesta and my Polo even, the insurance on these things is ridiculous. I mean, these are your typical first cars. I'm 18 myself, I've got a Polo. And because it's your typical first car, a lot get written off and a lot are abused by young drivers. So because of that, when I went to get day insurance on this thing, I was charged an arm and a leg. I mean, in comparison, my dad's Golf R, which I drove last video, was almost the same as this thing. Absurd. Yellow car, no returns.
That was really
I'll be honest, compared to my Polo, it's a different driving experience. You've got to sort of think 15 minutes ahead. Can I make this junction? Can I overtake? The answer's always going to be no, but you've got to give it your best shot. Yeah, so sitting at 68, nearly 69, it's sketchy to say the least. Everything just feels, well, like it was put together by English men. So seconds away from falling apart. I mean, it's an experience, it's quite fun, but God, I am a bit terrified. And for some reason, in 2006, Vauxhall said, how much power steering do you want? Yes, 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 and a bit more yes. This is the most over-assisted thing I've ever been in. I mean, I've got no control, it's mental, look, it's steering itself. But that's probably more an issue to do with tracking. Okay, 5th gear pull from 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70! Oh, that's really slow. But because this car is the same speed as a 1912 horse and cart, it does mean you can sort of have some fun in it. I mean, I can give it all she's got and not be breaking the speed limit.
It is wet, she ain't got a lot of traction. She shouldn't have to begin with.
Well, don't mention no traction at 65 miles an hour.
Too much power steering, no traction, dodgy tracking and bad tyres.
Why is it? It doesn't like to idle, does it? I just watched it go to like 200 RPM and rev back up.
It's not a great engine.
It's done 80,000 miles. Come on! 40! The gearbox. If I had this gearbox in like a Nissan Skyline, that's the dream.
This gearbox in a Skyline.
That's the dream. And then down here to the original factory Vauxhall stereo. No, that's a lie. As with any Vauxhall, an aftermarket head unit's been put in. Luckily it's Pioneer, so it's got some quality, but that's probably one of the best things I can say about the car. And we've got some white dials, so it gives it a hot hatch feel. It's not a hot hatch, anything from it. If you maybe got the SRI over 1.8, you could have some fun. But this thing, I don't know. I'm wanting to like it. I'm wanting to change my opinion on the Vauxhall Corsa. To say I'm struggling would be an understatement. Every time you put the clutch down, it goes to like 400 RPM, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is that bad?
Yeah. Does it do it? What? Do I know why it doesn't? No.
You're going to get it sorted?
No.
So what do I think of a Vauxhall Corsa? It's a car with a terrible, terrible reputation. I mean, for me, I'm a massive car guy. When I see one drive past, I think, what a knob. The ones that do get that knobhead reputation are the ones that are made after this, the 2010 Corsa D. You see those drive around, usually with a cherry bomb exhaust, chameleon window tints and 4D plates. And they're the people that you should avoid at all costs. This shape, and especially the shape before the Corsa from the 90s, they do get some love in some certain communities. The old Corsa B, I quite like them myself. And the Nova, the original Corsa from the 80s and early 90s, that car has been drenched in love. And now, £15,000 cars for one that's still got rust.
Love that, cheers.
Sorry,
No grill, by the way.
Sorry, man, I didn't see there was a massive flood in the road. God, better for your car next time. I mean, the thing with petrols though, you can rag the nuts off them and they love it. To get any power out of them, you've got to sort of get to the red line. I mean, I don't want to blow the thing up. It's 18 years old now, and for a Vauxhall, that's 17 years too long. But for a little city car, something that's got 80 horsepower and a pretty basic chassis, on a back road with a few pedals, and you can have a bit of fun. I mean, I don't want to find out what the limits of this thing are, because I'll go too far and the back end will slide out and this will be wrapped around a tree. Yeah, that's right. It's quite fun to drive. It's actually quite, I quite like it actually. Oh, that was actually
another Vauxhall.
Oh, another Vauxhall, let's chase him. It is a Mariva though, that probably is the worst Vauxhall I've ever seen. So what do I think of a Vauxhall Corsa? It's an interesting car, but not for me. It's not something that I'd ever want to buy, even if it was a VXR with a 200 brake turbo. I mean, it's quite good fun to drive, and I'm warming up to it. It's something you can just jump in and have a bit of fun. But do I like it? Do I love it? God, no. No. Loving, that's way too far. I mean, love's a big commitment, especially for a Vauxhall Corsa. But should you go out and buy one? Should you go out and test drive one? I'd say go drive one, see what you think. I can't promise you'll like it. In fact, I can't tell you you'll like it even slightly. But there's only one way to find out, by doing it yourself. So, to answer the question of the video, does the Vauxhall Corsa deserve all the hate? I'm going to have to say yes. It's probably not the right answer, and I can't imagine that the Vauxhall Corsa community is going to be happy with me in the comments, but it's been said now, and oh no, I can't edit it out. But have I had fun in this thing? I'm going to say yes. A little petrol with not a lot of power is always the best car. Slow cars are better than supercars, just because you can find the ragged edge and push even further and still be doing 45 in a 70-mile-an-hour road. But hey, any of you who's got a turbocharged Vauxhall Corsa VXR, I'm not going to say no if you let me drive your car. But with all that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.